Hello and welcome to the Tampa Bay Arts Passport podcast. My name is Avery Anderson. Today, we get to talk to truly one of the most infectious, bubbly people I have ever met and have the privilege of talking with. The one, the only, Julia Rifino. You might know her from shows at freeFall. She's currently in Tell Me on a Sunday. She's performed at American Stage, at the Straz. She's a visual artist. She's a puppeteer. She's a marketing professional. She's also a human, and we just talk about what it means to be a human and what her core is and her through line between all of her art. Like, truly one of my favorite conversations. We also have a little bit of fun with mutual friend Matthew McGee. So if you know him, you're going to want to listen to this. You're just going to want to listen to this, obviously. So thank you to Julia for coming on. I hope you enjoy our conversation. Hello. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm wonderful. I'm so excited you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
I feel like I've been thinking about this. I'm going to have to watch the clock or else we're going to end up talking for like 2 hours.
We're just going to yap.
And no one's going to want to listen to this for 2 hours.
Yes. I love it. I would. I think I would.
I mean, I could listen to it for 2 hours.
Yeah, right.
Flips the hair. Okay, so we are here today to talk about a lot of things, but I want to start just with like, how are you doing? Because you are in a one-woman show, Tell Me on a Sunday at freeFall. Like, how are you doing?
I am doing well. I am feeling so many things. It's been a big journey to get where we are, but the music is so amazing and the story is wonderful, and I love being at freeFall, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to do a one-woman show and to know that they thought of me for this and trusted in my abilities is just such a blessing, and it's really cool. I'm good.
what I'm hearing, you're not tired.
I am a little tired.
No, you didn't say that though.
I am a little tired, but joyfully tired.
Joyfully tired.
Yes.
That's my new Instagram handle is joyfully tired.
Yes. Joyfully a little sleepy. But I'm great.
I feel like we can talk about so many things, but I want to know who Julia Rifino is. So because I know you grew up in Spring Hill, right? So you grew up in Spring Hill. You're a Tampa Bay based artist. Yeah. You do theater. You do puppetry. You're a visual artist. You're an arts administrator, a marketing professional. Like, oh my gosh, girl.
Whew.
That is a lot of different things.
It is.
And so maybe just talk, let's just start with who are you as an artist? How do all these things tie together? And what does it mean to get to perform in your home community?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Thank you. So I would say when I pare all of the things down, because I'm constantly flipping hats for, working at freeFall full time. And I went from doing freelance art, scenic painting, performing, all of that. So now I kind of have a more of a focused place where I could apply all of those skills in one spot. But at the core of it, when I think of little Julia, tiny Julia is the easy way for me to think I am an artist at my core. And, visual art was the first thing that came to me as a kid. And little by little, I was very shy and I loved to sing. So my parents were like, well, maybe a theater community could be good for you to, build that skill and pursue that part of your passion. So it kind of just started layering on one thing after another, and just my love of visual art, performance art, and all of the things that go with that, whether it is marketing. Oh, visual art ties into marketing for theater. Or, oh, my painting ties into scenic painting for theater. So it's all of the things that I've been interested in or have drawn me closer to this community can be in one place. And I'm just so grateful that I get to do it all at one time. Yeah. And I'm also tired. But yeah, me at my core, I would say art has always been my passion and what I think I was born to do. And it runs in my family. I have artists in my family as well. So I feel like it's a part of my ancestry coming through as well, which is really special to me. So honoring that in all the ways that I can while taking care of myself is my biggest priority right now. But
I feel like it's always so special and like really lucky when you as a kid have artists in your family who are able to say like, it's okay to experiment with this and it's okay to follow these ideas, you know, instead of like the flip side where art is not centered and prioritized.
Right.
So like as a kid, what was that like? Like what did art do for you?
Yeah.
What hole did it fill?
I love that question. I would say I had a really supportive family, and art, you know, they appreciated art from the beginning. So I remember growing up hearing, you know, the story of the starving artist, you know, like, is that a path you want to take? And the idea of starving artists just sounded terrible, but I didn't get that impression from my parents and from my family ever. So I'm just so grateful and lucky that I was raised in a home that appreciated my gifts, I would say, or just, you know, what I've been given in this life. And for me, art was kind of an escape. I would say, like, you know, if you'd see family videos of me in Spring Hill, I was with my family, but oftentimes I would kind of go away and draw, or, you know, I was always kind of separating myself, not because I didn't want to be with the family, but I was very sensitive, and art was a way that I could express myself before I learned how to, you know, really be a presence in a room, I guess. So yeah, art at my core has always been there for me as something I can lean on and something that I can quietly express myself in the way that I need to move through the world. Yeah. And now it just feels like it's really loud, but it comes from a little quiet place.
I really struggle with the starving artist like stereotype.
Me too.
Because I feel like we romanticize it in a lot of ways, right? This idea of like, I'm working and I'm putting in so much to like express.
Yeah.
But then I also think it turns off so many people from actually pursuing this.
Right.
And I think we are both lucky where like art is really our full-time careers. It's our full-time occupations.
Yeah.
And that is not the opportunity that a lot of people get. Like we can just acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And yet I think so many people don't pursue their artistic expression because of this idea of like, I'm never going to make it.
Yeah.
So what would you, as someone that is a full-time artist who's, I'm hoping in this moment, not starving.
No.
What would you say to those people that are like hearing this idea and either considering not going into it because of that fear?
Well, I would say pursue it anyway, because it's a part of you already. So if it is something that is working for you and in a way that you can express yourself, that alone is enough. Like art just as something that you can come home to and sit for a while with, a sketch or a painting or writing music or journaling, whatever your art is, it's just so important to not neglect and avoid it because you have fear that it won't become this career. Because if anything, I think when I've centered my art solely around my money making, it's when I've become the most burnt out, and it's when I've become the most like resistant to it. So like nurture like the core of what your art is for you, and then I think through that authentically it will build and grow with every idea that you invite in, you know? Yeah. So definitely keep creating, even if it's something tiny, something little, something small, a cute little note that you wrote yourself. To me, that's art. That's a way that you can express yourself in your home and then plant that seed and let it grow, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I think there's so much pressure with art and that whole phrase of you're going to become a starving artist, how will you make a living off of this thing? But you could just live with it and let that be, you know?
Right.
So I guess that's what I would say. Yeah.
I love it. No, I think sometimes it's good to just like pause and take it in. Because like it is so hard to make art as a living. And what you said about when you center your art around making money, that's when you've got the most burnt out.
Yes. It really, you know, and I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, if only I could like, you not have to solely create to make ends meet. Like if I could have a balance of creating just to create, because that is where it all starts. When you're a kid, you're not you're not coloring or writing or doing that to make money. You're just doing it because you love it. And then, you know, life happens and you grow up and you become an adult, but you have to continue to like maintain that intention in order for it to feel fulfilling. And I'm still trying to figure that out. Like to this day, I'm still like, you know what I don't want to do right now you know, is make that piece of art, you know,
Right.
or, you know, it's tricky. It's tricky to balance that. So I'm still working.
Well, I firmly believe, and I don't want us to get down this road. I'm just going to say,
Yeah, no.
but I firmly believe art and capitalism do not mix. Like, I just think they're opposing forces in a lot of ways. And it's so hard to be an artist and make art while we're living in this capitalistic society, right? Like, the minute that you start making art with the purpose of making money,
right,
all the wheels fall off the track. And yet, if you want to be a working artist in our modern society,
right,
then you do.
You do.
So
right.
it's like this catch-22 of like, I firmly believe these two things should not intersect.
Right.
And yet, in order to make a living,
yeah,
you're going to have to kind of have some of that trade-off.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're kind of flowing back and forth between
Yes.
the two. So getting that balance is
But that's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about, you are currently in Tell Me on a Sunday.
Yes.
It is a one-woman show with some dancers.
Amazing dancers.
Amazing dancers.
Like, crazy.
So you're doing the show. It is all you. You are singing 26 songs in one night.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to kind of step into that moment and like have the spotlight just on you?
It is amazing. It is amazing. And, you know, I'm not going to lie. At first, because I am kind of more of an introverted person, it was a lot for me to step into, but I'm feeling like I'm kind of standing in my, I don't know, in my confidence a bit more with this show. And this being handed to me has been just, I don't know, it feels like all of my hard work is being appreciated and honored. So that has felt really special to me. It's exhilarating. It's exhilarating to be able to tell a story from start to finish with, of course, the amazing people that I'm sharing the stage with, but truly with my voice the whole time. And it's been a challenge for sure, but an exciting one in that it's really tested my skills, all of them, in that storytelling component through singing, because vocally I still have to, you know, honor Andrew Lloyd Webber's music, but I have to tell some soul-crushing, you know, stories about love and loss and grief. So finding the in-between and being honest about it and truthful in that storytelling has been the biggest challenge that I feel really proud of, you know?
I feel like this is, at least in my brain, this is the world I'm living in, is that like fall 2025 is Julia's moment.
It feels like
well,
a lot's
because
happening.
like yeah, and like you've been working. I don't think people realize like you've been working at so many roles at so many theaters, and it feels like this is like the momentous moment that you've like reached. You know, like Sophie in American Stage in the Park with Mamma Mia, and Avenue Q at the Straz, and like all of these roles that you just like shine in, that we rave about, and now it's like you're center stage.
Yeah. It just feels like a gift, honestly. It feels so cool. And I'm proud of myself. And I have to remind myself to say that. Like, I am proud of myself. And I'm really celebrating this moment. I've had a lot of people, too, that have been so supportive and have just been like, just enjoy this moment. Like, enjoy what's happening. Like, all of the work that you've put in is I don't know, coming to a head, or just it's all happening at once, and it's a whirlwind, but it's really exciting.
I love that reminder of like to be proud of yourself, and that you got here because of the work you put in. And I think a lot of times, especially in performing art, right, it's this idea of like, I'm lucky to have got this role, and like, thank you for the opportunity, right? Because like this whole world is built around, please give me a job, let me
Yes.
audition for you.
Yes.
And I think it's so wonderful that you're reminding yourself of like, I've worked for this.
Yes.
I put in the work to get here. This is because of me. So I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like the go-to reaction is like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Because I am. I'm truly grateful, but there's so much more that's coming with it. Like, I'm proud. I feel, I'm just really happy to be in this moment. I'm happy that it's happening.
How did it come about? Did Eric come to you, Eric at freeFall, and say, I have this idea? Or were you like, Eric, let me lead? Like, how did that happen?
Eric did come to me and was like, this is something that I've thought on for a while, and I think it's something I would love to present to you. And of course, he gave me the freedom. He was like, listen to it. Let me know if this is something that you would be interested in. And I was just kind of gobsmacked. I was like, okay, cool. And it took a while for it to hit me that, oh my gosh, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I called my mom first thing, and I was like, okay, so this is happening. But yeah, the process has started to hit me in little bits. And as I got closer to the project, the anticipation was happening, and I was like, this is real. This is really a really cool opportunity to be able to do. So yeah, but the fact that Eric trusted me and wanted to celebrate me in this way, is just so amazing. So
Was there a moment of like, I don't think so. Maybe, I mean, like, it's a lot to take on.
yeah.
And you were already a busy woman.
Yeah.
Like, was there a moment where you were like,
Well, kind of going back to the burnout thing, last year I took almost a year off from performing and was just like, I need to center myself. And then this year I said yes to like many things. So at the beginning of the year, I was really trying to balance my creativity and my burnout, and how can I say yes to these performance opportunities and not just look at this daunting overwhelm that had kind of been haunting me for the last year. So the one moment of doubt was like, am I going to be able to physically do this because of my workload this year and how much I've taken on? So there was a bit of doubt, but I was like, well, I just need to apply myself and really be rigid about my boundaries and my self-care leading up to this, so I can be fit to do it, spiritually, physically, emotionally fit, because it is a big undertaking to take on something like this. But yeah, so the doubt came from my burnout, I would say. I have like this little burnout like voice in my head that's like, are you sure you're gonna be able to? And I'm like, shh, it's fine. I can do it.
it's about learning to live with it and
live with it.
Yeah.
Don't be haunted by it.
Yeah,
Know that you are capable of doing great things as long as you are balancing that self-care. And so.
And I think with this show, because this is not like a super well-known title, right? This is a deeper cut. It is an Andrew Lloyd Webber show, so some folks might know Andrew Lloyd Webber, like Cats and Phantom. And it was funny because I was listening to the soundtrack the other day, and it was very Evita.
Yes.
To me, like, it's so 80s in that style,
Yeah.
And I think for modern audiences, it might feel really different, right? Because it's not like the traditional modern musical theater that we're used to.
Right.
It is like a little rougher around the edges, and it is a little bit more like choppy at times. Yeah, exactly.
It's very,
Yeah, so what has that been like to kind of like go back to this era of musical theater that we just like don't really play in as much anymore?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I think one of the themes this year with our season has been nostalgia. Like, it's been really cool to go back and listen to these staples. I mean, at one time, Tell Me on a Sunday, Unexpected Song, these songs were like audition songs for women in the 80s. They were like, everyone was singing these songs. So it's really cool to kind of visit this time capsule of a show. And in ways, like, its journey has modernized it over the years, but it's interesting that this last version that they've written does kind of feel like the original in a way. Like the tone is more like the original than some of the modernized approaches that they've taken. So I think it's the most successful when it has that kind of 80s kind of rough around the edges, that the storytelling is like very kind of beaten to the ground in an exciting way. Vocally, it's challenging. I'm just gonna say it.
It's an ease. I sing 26 songs every night with no problem, y'all.
Like, there are some songs in this that are, and Michael Raby is also like, it's not easy. It's written in like 5/4 time. It's like, what is happening? Andrew Lloyd Webber was really showing his chops with this song. So there are some. It feels like I'm doing like vocal gymnastics at times. But yeah, it's cool to be rooted in that 80s feel with this show. And I think that Eric's done an amazing job playing with that kind of 80s retro vibe. So
I'm sure there's going to be some people out there that are like, I remember the original. And I'm like, yeah, that was 50 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And my brain doesn't calculate
I know,
math that way. I'm like, the 80s,
easily.
that's 20 years ago.
No.
I'm like, Y2K. And then that's how I did maths by decades. And that's just not how any of it works.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, we have like Tell Me on a Sunday. You've been a Mamma Mia. You've been in Having a Q. You're a scenic painter. You're a visual artist. All of these different hats you wear. What is like the Julia artistic through line that kind of weaves through all of them? Like, what's the core for you?
That's a good question. Let me sit with that for a second.
We're going to sit.
We're going to sit.
Digest it.
Because, it's easy for me to talk about art because it is so much of who I am, but there's more to me than that, So my through line is art has been a way for me to connect with people around me, but also with myself. And in a world where there's so much noise, I feel like art has always been something I've come back to that oddly feels so personal and quiet. But the Julia through line of it all, I feel like my staples in this life are like, be good to other people around you. Like, just be good. I mean no harm to anybody. And if I mess up, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? That's like
it's like the core of humanity right there.
Yeah. Like, oops, I'm sorry. So I think that art has been like a way for me to make my way through the world. But in art, I've been able to just meet really wonderful people that I feel oftentimes have a similar message of just like, be good and build together. Like, build a nice thing together. Leave the world. I feel like this is so like, maybe cheesy, but just like leave the room better than how you found it. And I think art is a way to do that. And so that's, kind of like my physical manifestation of that. But in my day to day, if I can be good to somebody or be kind to somebody or, help in whatever way I'm able, that is part of my core, I think. And I of course expect that from everybody, but that's not always the case. Like, not expect, but I kind of assume like that's not how everybody operates, but you should still always operate that way because whatever good you can put out, it comes back to you in ways. So just finding ways to be good to people and build strong connections in an art community has been really important to me in my whole life. Yeah. I think that's who I am. Just be good, be kind, make art.
As our first lady, Melania Trump, would say, be best. Be best. No. But like, in all seriousness, like, be good. We're human. We're gonna mess up. Like, the fact that that's what you're verbalizing is your core. Like, it just speaks to so much about you and the joy that you exude. And I feel it every time I talk to you.
That's good. That's so good.
I think you are being best.
Thank you.
Yes.
Be best. I love that. That's so funny. No, it's such an interesting question though. Like, who am I?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to be good.
Especially like, right, because I feel like you probably get this. You throw yourself into the art, right? And like, it's hard sometimes to remember, like, I'm still my own person.
Yeah.
And I do still have my own values and my core and what I stand for while portraying this other character.
Yeah.
And when you're like every 6 months switching into a different role or working to sell a different show. Yeah.
Yes.
It's very hard.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I pitched you this idea like 30 minutes ago.
Yes.
Neither one of us had prepared at all for this. So we're going to see how this goes. But I thought, we have a mutual friend, Matthew McGee.
Yes, we do.
And we should give him some compliments.
Okay.
Because we love Matthew.
We love you, Matt.
So why don't you start, and then I'll go, and then we'll just see until we get tired of complimenting Matthew.
I think Matthew is one of the most talented individuals I've ever met in my life.
Oh, that's so sweet. I think Matthew, it always amazes me, and I'm so proud of him, that a bald man... Why are you laughing? A bald man in their late 40s can still pretend to be a leading man. Like, I think it speaks to how good of a performer he
Honestly,
is.
yes.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. I think Matthew has the best taste in food and experience, and he knows what's up. If you ask Matt what's good in town, he'll be like, you gotta go here, you gotta go there, you gotta go here. That's fabulous. Go. So he just like gets the food scene, he gets the vibes, he knows where to go.
And I love, so very similar. I love that Matthew has really only ever eaten at 3 places in his life. But he's able to make those 3 places sound like the most exciting thing that you think he knows what he's talking about.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, one more. You do one more.
I think Matthew is just so funny and can make anyone in the room laugh. Like, it's like breathing to him. He's just one of the most funny, naturally comedic people around Tampa Bay.
And I love that Matt's convinced you of that.
Oh my God, it's so funny. We love you, Matt.
We love you, Matthew McGee. Thank you. I truly was like, I don't know how this is going to go. We're just going to wing this.
It's amazing.
Okay. I sent you over some rapid fire questions.
Yes.
And that's how we're going to end this. So, like, take a deep breath.
Okay.
These are gut reactions.
Yes.
And we're going to see what your responses are. So, question 1. What does artistic community mean to you?
Artistic community is a place where we as creative individuals can support each other, can celebrate each other for our differences also in theater and art and visual art, all of it, and share resources, whether that be kindness, whether that be a stage prop, whether that be, a helping hand when things are tough, so that we can all thrive as a community. Support, resources, love, kindness, art.
I feel like I just want to sit with the resources one for a second, because it's so important.
Right.
And yet I feel like it's actually one of the last things we think about. Because we always are like, congratulations on this show.
Right.
Or like, let me lend you. But the idea of actually sharing resources,
Yes.
especially at a time when like resources are going away.
Correct.
And it is so hard.
Yeah.
The more we can amplify this idea of like rising tide floats all boats. And like we really, it should be more than just a social post, right?
Absolutely.
And that's a whole conversation on what that actually looks like and how we support each other while being sustainable. But I'm so glad you said resources, because I think it's so important.
Thank you. Yeah. If we all need to thrive,
Yep.
like we all need to
Yep.
to survive.
Okay. In one word, what is your hope for the arts in Tampa Bay?
Okay, I'm going between 2, and my gut is saying support. I want it to be supported. That's not one word. Supported.
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 Do you want to elaborate?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want it to be. I want. Obviously, in town, I would love for shows to be well attended, and I would love for the support to come from our state and the leaders in this state. I would love for there to be support coming from all angles, because it's really important to have art and theater and live performance in our town.
Yeah.
support.
And I don't think people know. Like, let's just make this so clear. I wish everyone understood. When you buy a ticket to a show, it does not cover the cost of what you're seeing.
No.
Like, it just doesn't. And it never will.
No.
Because tickets would be Broadway prices, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, we do need you to give that $5 after the
Yeah.
show. Or to give $5,000 later if you are able to. You know, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Support in all the ways.
Yes.
Okay, last question. Or maybe, who knows what this is going to end like.
Yeah.
If you could have dinner with any artist, living or past, who would they be?
Okay, so this was one of those questions where I am an overthinker, and I'm like, there's so many people, there's so many amazing people, but to my gut, there is an artist that I'm really interested in right now. Her name is Sammy Rae. Do you listen to Sammy Rae and the Friends?
It sounds so familiar to me.
I'll share her music with you
Please.
after this. But she is alive.
Great, good to know.
She is alive, and she is a vocalist. She is in Sammy Rae and the Friends, the band. If you know me and you're close to me, you know that I'm obsessed with this band and that I share them all the time. But she is someone that I am specifically very inspired by her sense of play, and outside of her like just vocal brilliance. Like she's just she's insane in the best ways. Vocally amazing, and just as a person is so authentically herself and honest and playful. Anytime I've seen her live, it's like I am hanging out with a friend, and she is like giving me. So it inspires me to be more playful with what I do. So I would love to have dinner with her and pick her brain on like her journey. She used to be a musical theater performer. Now she is in this band that, like, in my opinion, is some of the coolest music that I've heard. And that is the person I'd want to get dinner with. I was like, oh my gosh, I could get dinner with so many people. But she's the one that's top of brain right now.
Well, and this is actually a perfect segue into we're announcing Sammy Rae is doing a tandem series at
Oh my
freeFall.
God, please, Sammy, if you're listening. She's just so good. And Michael Raby also knows Sammy Rae. So, maybe we can be like,
I think we
hey,
should
well,
manifest you having dinner with Sammy.
Yes,
like
we're
this is going to happen.
Yes, I just want to be friends with Sammy Rae. I just want to know her.
I think manifesting a friendship is a lot. Like,
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
start with a dinner.
Right.
Like, let's be realistic.
What's
with
that
our
thing,
manifest.
like, you don't want to get too close or don't meet your...
Don't meet your heroes.
Don't meet your heroes. There it is. But Sammy Rae, come perform. Let's have dinner.
Well, thank you so much for this conversation today.
Oh my gosh,
I
thank
love
you.
existing in space with you. You're just so lovely. Please, if you've not seen Tell Me on a Sunday at freeFall, go see it.
Yeah.
Support freeFall and local theater. And just thank you for taking time to have this conversation today.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening to our conversation with Julia Rifino today. I truly hope that you get to see her and Tell Me on a Sunday. I've seen the show. I think it's just incredible. I highly recommend it. And just thank you for supporting the Tampa Bay Arts Passport and our podcast. Please, please, please continue to like and share our content. Follow us on social. Please subscribe to our weekly newsletter. That's where you get all the behind the scenes of what is happening in Tampa Bay. Also, maybe become a member. As members, you get discounts, you get free books, you get admission to museums, discounts to shows around town, and you get to support more local arts journalism like this. We do have a couple of events coming up in October. We are going to have a couple movies together where we're going to watch Hidden Figures at Greenlight Cinema. We're going to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Phantom of the Opera with a screening at the Tampa Theater. And then we also have our book clubs coming back up. So in October, we are reading Natalie Simon's Lies and Bone. And then we're going to have a discussion with Natalie herself, who's joining us. And then in November, we are also going to read Night by Elie Wiesel and tour the recently renovated Florida Holocaust Museum. So if you want something to do, the Tampa Bay Arts Passport is where you need to be. All right, thank you so much, and we'll talk again soon.